Hi folks, my new book, Franklin's Flying Bookshop, is now out in the world. It's about a dragon called Franklin who loves books and stories and wants to share them with as many people as he can. Franklin's Flying Bookshop is illustrated by Katie Harnett, so Katie and I wanted to sit down and talk about the process of creating Franklin's Flying Bookshop and what it's like to create a children's picture book. Franklin's Flying Bookshop is now released and all links are in the description box down below. You can find him in all good bookshops in the UK and further afield. We really hope that you enjoy meeting Franklin because he is excited to meet all of you. Hi guys, I'm in Katie's house and we've had a bit too much caffeine and sugar. So we thought that we would film a video. We have actually, well, I've come here today so that we can sort out workshop stuff, but also so that we can film a behind the scenes type video.
Yep, good. I'm just gonna nod.
Yeah. So this is lovely Katie Harnett who has illustrated Franklin's Flying Bookshop. So we're going to talk about Franklin's Flying Bookshop today and what it's like to illustrate and write children's books, and we've asked you to send in your questions, which you have done. And one that was asked the most, I think, was how this happened. So maybe we should answer that first and then we can get on to general ones.
Yes, I agree.
Good. So we were just saying that there are different relationships really between illustrators and writers, and how books happen varies vastly. And I knew nothing going into doing children's books before this because I hadn't written children's books before. So I wrote Franklin on my own, and we approached, my agent and I approached publishers without an illustrator. I don't even know if that's normal.
That is normal.
It is normal.
So when you got in touch with me, I was surprised.
Okay.
And confused.
Okay. So if it's reassuring, I don't know what I'm doing either. So my agent and I went along and had a meeting with Roger, who is the commissioning editor at Thames and Hudson, who's the best.
Lovely Roger.
We love Roger. It was the best meeting I ever had. We just basically talked about how great dragons were for an hour. It was great. And then Roger said that he wanted to take the book on, but obviously he needs an illustrator to see how everything's going to come together. So he was going to go and look for illustrators and ask me to go and look for illustrators, and then we would come back together. And then I looked in this book here. So I saw Katie's work, and this is it here. So I emailed saying, we have this book deal, we need an illustrator, are you interested?
So previously you'd mentioned
I sent
me
you
on
the book as
Twitter.
well. Yes, I have.
And so I vaguely knew who you were, but not really enough to know that you were, you know, a proper author.
Yeah.
I do get emails from people who have just written a story and they want me to illustrate it in the hope of it getting published.
Yeah.
Which is so much work and so much time and just not what happens.
Yes.
So I thought you were one of those. And you were like, oh, well, my agent Charlie, and I was like, they've got the same last name.
Yeah, we both are called Campbell.
I'm not sure if this is real. But I read the story and really liked it, and so I thought, well, I'll go to the meeting because what's the worst that can happen?
I mean, we could have killed you.
But yeah, I know, and walking to the offices, it crossed my mind. No. But anyway, I took the meeting thinking I was just going to be like, oh, thank you, but no thank you.
Yeah.
But then it was obviously very apparent on meeting you. You were the real deal. So yeah, it was a very different scenario to what I thought it was going to be.
Yeah. And then Katie left and Charlie and I did a dance. Because we were like,
Oh, did you like that?
Yeah.
That's good.
And then you went and did this sample illustration
Yeah.
of Franklin and Luna, and when she emailed it to me and I opened it, I cried.
Yes.
God, Jen.
Keep it together.
Yeah. So then we sent this to Thames and Hudson and they said, yes please, thank you very much. And I had written the first one with an outline for another two. So we decided to sell the first two to them. Okay, right, so questions. So I mean, leading on from that, I think one question was, did I give you any direction for the illustrations? That was one of the questions. And no, because I remember you sitting with a notebook and you being like, Jen, what does Franklin look like? And I was like, I don't know.
Yeah, it blew my mind. I was like, what colour would you like him to be? And you're like, I don't care.
Well, not that I don't care, but I wanted you to decide that. I'm really glad that you picked green though. The only, I suppose, thing in it that was an indication of appearance was that Luna had red hair. And that was it. So yeah, why did you choose Franklin to be green?
I think I did him a couple of different colours. He spends quite a lot of time in a cave.
Yeah.
And in the night sky, and I just thought the other colour I was thinking was blue, and I just thought that's going to be a nightmare.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also with Luna's red hair, it just seemed like a good idea.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was so surprised at how little. It's really nice because quite often I get much tighter briefs, which is fine, but it's nice to have free rein as well.
Yeah. But I love how Franklin's inner wings match Luna's hair. That's very nice.
Thank you. I just had that pencil to hand.
Yeah. So what happened when we submitted the story and Katie's sample is that we had a meeting, didn't we? We had a meeting to work out placement of text.
Mm-hmm.
So we knew how many pages it was going to be, which is it 32?
32 plus cover and end
papers, yeah. So 32 pages, so we can work out the placement of the text and what we wanted. Well, you had control over what the main images were, but I suppose the things, any key things that we needed to cover in those illustrations. And then Katie does roughs, which are submitted, and then we go over again. And it's really interesting when you have the illustrations working out what you can remove from the text. I think that was, specifically the case for the second one more than the first. Because the images and the text don't have to match up. You shouldn't have something where it's exactly the same, because what's the point?
Just seeing it twice.
Yeah, exactly. This is from Charlotte. She says, what do you think makes a good children's illustration style, and how did you make the transition from individual illustrations to whole books?
What makes a good children's illustration style is incredibly hard to answer and subjective, because there's such a huge variety of work for children, and I don't think there's like a certain way of working that is sort of ideal.
Yeah.
And I think it's good to have a breadth, because otherwise everyone's work's going to look the same. It's going to be really boring.
And how did you make the transition between?
I used to do some fashion illustration, which was fun, but I didn't find it so exciting because nothing was really happening. You weren't telling a story.
Yeah.
It wasn't for anything really apart from looking pretty. And so I guess it was more just that's what I wanted to do. And it's more thinking about, I guess, you have to try and show something and convey some action rather than just build a beautiful image.
Yeah.
But there's not really like you just have to go for it. there's no guide.
No.
You just have to start doing it, and then you're doing it.
Someone asked, what kind of things do you consider when writing children's books, because you don't have many words or many illustrations, and you could portray something in the wrong way. This is something that I learned. When Luna and Franklin meet each other, Luna is alone in a forest, and up until this point Franklin has terrified everybody by accident. And the implication of a young girl being scared, I don't know, it felt, I mean, she was going to be friends with him anyway, I knew that, but I didn't know what her initial reaction was going to be, and I had to work with that, so that she was just accepting from the beginning, and that he wasn't creeping up on her in the woods and stuff.
Yeah, there were pictures where he was like in the background, and that was a strong no from the publisher.
Yeah, but I like that he's not in it anymore, because it's quite nice, because there are, without spoiling it, there are several spreads before that where Franklin's very present.
Yes.
And you're like, hi, I'm here, and people are like, oh my goodness. And then he gets smaller, and then in that spread he's gone, so he's disappeared from the illustrations entirely. And yeah, also the language, because I think children like words that are difficult for them, but not all the time, but that words that maybe they don't understand can be quite funny. So at one point towards the end, Franklin's talking about how to make creme brulee, and a lot of kids won't know what that is, but it sounds funny. So as long as it's not every single word, that's fine. I think for Katie and I, what's important is non-stereotypes and also inclusivity. So there's a lot of diversity in this book, and also with gender stereotypes, in the writing I was very conscious of it, because they are doing lots of things and talking about lots of things to make sure that those things are not corresponding to the genders of the characters, in a way that society would expect them to, because that's boring.
Yeah.
It's boring, and children don't care about that stuff either, so
I think also the danger of having those kinds of things in children's books is they don't care about them, and they don't know about them until
you tell them. Yeah, exactly. So Franklin loves baking, he loves flower arranging, Luna loves pirates, like we're just having a mashup. Tell us about your other books, Katie.
So I have Archie Snufflekins, Oliver Valentine, Cupcake, Tiberius Cat, which is about a cat who is very faithless and travels around all the houses on a street, and a lonely lady who he meets. Sounds like dating. And my second book, Ivy and the Lonely Rain Cloud, and they're both with Flying Eye.
Yeah.
Is there a meaning behind Franklin and Luna's names?
for Franklin, I wanted him to have a name that was quite old school, I thought. So I was thinking like Franklin and Horace and Horace, yeah. So just old man names, I think. Old man names. But there isn't anything particularly that drew me to Franklin other than maybe was the alliteration with the Franklin's Flying Bookshop. But there is a meaning behind Luna's name. Luna is obviously like Luna. People ask me if it's to do with Luna Lovegood. It's not. I do love Luna Lovegood, but no. Luna related to the moon. And there is more of a reason for that, which I can't say because it is in the sequel. Can you show us your studio?
Yes.
I would love to see the studio. So these are some of the early sketches for Franklin. Oh look, it's so sweet. Oh, this is something we didn't include, so we can show this. Oh, I'm sad that this got cut. But yeah, this was... There just wasn't enough room, was there, on the page? We decided that it was going to have...
It's a bit too active, I think.
Yeah. So this beautiful illustration got cut.
As well.
Oh yeah, the winter seasonal
invites.
ones. Yeah. So Katie has used this on the book launch invite. There we go. Katie brought this along to one of the first meetings that we had at Thames and Hudson. And everyone was just like, oh my god, it's so cute. And then you were like, it's empty.
Yeah, I think it's still empty.
Is it still empty?
Yeah,
it is. Oh no, you did it. You did a couple of things.
It's just totally the wrong shape. So.
See, look. Oh, he was initially in the roller skates.
Yeah, I think initially I was going to have all of the the Bats and Franklin people doing the activities. Yeah, I know.
Detail.
Always.
Is this where the paints live?
Yes.
Amazing. There are hints in this one about the sequel, aren't there?
Yes.
There are hints.
I say there's a big hint at the end.
I'm going to link Franklin's Flying Bookshop in the description box down below. If you would like to purchase it for yourself all at once, that would be really, really very much appreciated. A great Christmas gift, don't you think, Katie?
Just the perfect Christmas gift, I would
great.
say.
Yeah, or just September gift for somebody. 7th of September gift. Katie and I are touring around the country doing workshops, illustration and storytelling workshops with children or adults. If you want to come along and draw a dragon, I mean, feel free. Please do.
Top tips.
Yeah, absolutely. So I will link all of those in the description box as well. Right, I am going to shut up now. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
We'll see you later. Bye!